Hey guys, what's going on? Today we've got this 2011 Yamaha FZ6R. Let me just start off by saying this is a fantastic motorcycle. So I've owned this for about 3 weeks, put about 1,500 miles on it, did one large trip with it, and it's performed fantastic. So this was Yamaha's competition to the Ninja 650, and they did an absolutely fantastic job at that as well. I've ridden both of them. This one puts out like 5 more horsepower, so power-wise, you know, there's not really a noticeable difference. But given that this is the inline 4-cylinder, it's much smoother, which is personally my favorite thing about this bike, is how smooth everything is. So, like I said, this is an inline 4-cylinder 600cc. It's really the street version, the detuned version of a Yamaha R6. So it's got, I think it's 35 less horsepower than a Yamaha R6, and so obviously it's got quite a bit less torque as well. It was still a fun, powerful bike, but that power and torque isn't always in your face like with the Yamaha R6, so it makes riding it on the road a little bit more relaxing, but you can still have plenty of fun on this bike. So a lot of the ones that you'll see for sale will have a fender eliminator kit, they'll have flush mount LED blinkers. This one here is actually bone stock, which you don't see a lot of, and you could tell why a lot of people like to change the blinkers. They're pretty large, they're definitely not attractive, so that may be something that I do to it in the future. However, as it sits, I'm not bothered by it, but yeah, like I said, a lot of people are, so they'll change the blinkers, they'll change the fender. Some people change the windshield. A lot of people change the exhaust. There's a lot of good exhaust options for this bike. So personally, I love the exhaust tone on this bike. It's not super loud. It's actually pretty quiet. It's got just a little bit of rasp to it. And when you let off the gas, you know, at lower RPMs, when the RPMs are coming down, it does crackle just a little bit. I think it sounds fantastic. Best part about the stock exhaust is when you're going down the road at highway speeds, you know, doing 70, 75 miles an hour, it doesn't drone like a lot of aftermarket exhaust might. It's loud enough that when you're getting onto the RPMs and you're getting on the throttle, you can hear it, but it's not so loud that it's just constantly bugging you when you're just trying to, you know, cruise at a steady speed. So personally, I prefer that. But if you're looking for something louder, they make a ton of great aftermarket exhaust options for this bike, and they're not too expensive either. And another thing I know people do is, I can't remember the exact years, I think it's from 04 to 06, you could put R6 headers on, and so those will open things up a little bit, make things a little louder too. So let me start this bike up real quick for you guys so you can hear it. This one here, it had 9,700 miles when I got it a few weeks ago. It's got 11,000 now. Now once the bike sits at idle for a few seconds and warms up a bit, the idle will come down just a little bit. It is fuel injected, which makes maintenance easy, and it makes, you know, you don't have to deal with messing around with a choke. But yeah, like I said, personally, I'm a huge fan of the way it sounds stock. It's quiet when you want it to be quiet, and I wouldn't say it's loud, but it has a good tone when you want it to have a good tone. Now, I know earlier I said this was a bone stock bike. I forgot that it does have an LED headlight, which is absolutely awesome. I do a lot of night riding, and at night with that LED, it lights up the road 10 times better than my car does. So yeah, there is the 2011 Yamaha FZ6R. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments, and I'll do the best I can to answer those for you. And I'll be doing more motorcycle reviews, hopefully some motorcycle rides soon in the future. So please do not hesitate to like this video and subscribe to see some more videos. Thanks guys.